Hello, this is Vadivel Vikash. May I know your name?
Hello doctor, my name is Gokul.
Today I am going to check your blood pressure.
Okay doctor.
Before starting, I'll make sure my hands are clean. Did you do any rigorous activity before 30 minutes?
No doctor.
Did you have any caffeinated drinks or smoke before?
No doctor.
Now I am going to roll up your sleeves so that the cuff makes a direct contact with the skin, and make sure your legs are uncrossed. Now I am going to palpate the brachial artery to measure the variable pulse and position your arm roughly around your heart level. I am going to place the cuff approximately 2.5 cm above the antecubital crease by measuring with my finger, and also make sure the cuff is not too tight or loose. Also, the cuff's artery mark should be just above the brachial artery. Now I palpate the radial pulse and simultaneously inflate. And note when the pulse stops. Here the pulse stops at 120 mm of mercury. Now I slowly deflate and wait for 15 to 20 seconds. Now inflate again by adding 30 mm of mercury to the estimated systolic pressure. Now I will place the well of the stethoscope in the brachial artery and inflate up to 150 mm of mercury. Now I will slowly deflate and simultaneously hear for the first heart sound. I can hear the first heart sound at 115, which is the systolic pressure, and again I am going to deflate. And now I can hear the last Korpov sound at 75 mm of mercury, which is the diastolic pressure. For accurate readings, the blood pressure should be taken one or more times on both the arms.
Hi, my name is Dr. Sadhguru. Now I am going to take eye examination for you. Is it okay for you?
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any past history of eye problem or any surgery?
No.
Okay. Do you use any glasses?
No.
Okay. Now cover your eye and read whatever in this snapshot as small as possible.
I P F L O P.
Okay. Now cover your right eye.
I P F L O P.
My patient visual acuity is normal.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now I am going to take kinetic red target test. I will move the pin in 4 quadrants inwards. If you see the pin, then say I can see. Okay?
Okay. I can see. I can see. I can see. I can see.
Now I am going to check near reaction. Follow this pen. I will bring it forward. If you see it double image, then tell it I can see. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
Within 5 centimeter, my patient can see it is in double image. It is in normal peripheral vision. Now I am going to check the 6 extraocular muscle eye movement. So look at this pen wherever you follow, but don't move your head. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. My patient's 6 ocular muscle movement are normal. Now I am going to take eye examination using ophthalmoscope. I can see the red reflex, it is normal. I can see the retinal artery, vein, physiological optic disc. I can see the red reflex, it is normal. I can see the retinal vein, artery, pubic cup, physiologic cup, optic disc. So my patient visual examination is normal.
Hi, I'm Manimaran Trisha. May I know your name?
Kausalya.
I'm second year medical student. I'm going to do the ear examination for you. For that, I insert the otoscope in your ear and place the tuning fork on your head. Is that okay with you?
Okay.
I'm going to inspect the auricle and surrounding tissue for any deformities, skin off lesions and lumps. I didn't see any lesions and lumps. To see an ear canal and eardrum, use an otoscope with the largest ear speculum. Inspect the ear canal. If any discharge, redness of the skin or swelling. Also, inspect the eardrum for any color changes or contour. I didn't see any color changes or redness of the skin. I'll circle your pages and I'll say some letters, you just repeat them, okay?
Okay.
5U1.
5U1.
431.
431.
You just tell me you can hear the sound in both ears. You can hear the sound in both ears?
I can hear the sound in both ears.
And you just tell me when you stop hearing, okay?
Stop. Stop. Other ears. Stop. Stop. Okay.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Hemant. Today I'm going to examine your mouth and nose. Is that okay? Okay. Okay. Now I am going to inspect lips, tongue, teeth, buccal mucosa. Inspecting the buccal mucosa. Just open your mouth. Inspecting the gums and teeth. Inspecting the floor and roof of the mouth. Open your mouth. Inspecting the soft palate and uvula. Just open your mouth. Say ah.
Ah,
Again.
ah,
Okay. Inspecting the tongue. Just open your mouth. Now I am going to assess the patient's nose. Firstly, I am going to look outside of the nose for looking any scars, deformities and lesions.
inspecting the mucosal and subtle deformities, ask the patient to tilt her head back and stabilize the forehead and place the otoscopy in one of the nostrils and repeat with the same. For assessing the nasal obstruction, we want to assess each nostril by pressing down and asking the patient to take a deep breath and cover the other side of the wound as same as this. Take a deep breath. Close the lid. Now assess the frontal and maxillary sinus. First palpate the frontal and maxillary sinus and ask the patient to feel any tenderness. And also percuss directly onto the sinus. The purpose of percussion is to loosen the mucus inside the sinus.
Hi, my name is Manoj Mangal. I'm a medical researcher. May I know your name, please? And your age? 21 years. Buccal mucosa. Look into the patient, open the mouth and use the tongue blade. Insert the buccal mucosa for color, pigmentation, ulcer, patches and nodules, gum. Observe for the color, swelling, bleeding, retraction, decolorization, receiving the glevals, margin, pause on the margin, presence of lead and buccal line. Roof and the floor of the mouth. Observe the color, deformities, any lesions and masses, odor. Observe for the abnormalities, movements. Ask the patient to protect the tongue and observe the following things. Insert the soft palate, uvula, tonsillar pillars, tonsils and posterior pharyngeal wall with the patient mouth open but the tongue not portrayed. Ask the patient say this action may enough to let you see the pharyngeal wall. Note the right. Insert for the soft palate, uvula, anterior and posterior pillars, tonsils and posterior pharyngeal walls. Note the color and symmetry and any evidence excluded, swelling, ulceration of tonsils, enlargement. If possible, palate any suspicious area of induration and tenders. Okay, it is a phenomenon and we will check about the back this. Let's palpate the submandibular region. We will palpate first right side of the submandibular region to the right hand with the index finger and palpate the downside to indicate to examine the salivary glands and tonsils. Either the swellings or they are symmetrically, and again do the same to the left side of the submandibular region. Examine the neck anteriorly, lateral and posteriorly. Insert the neck a similar size and deformating mass and swelling. Observe the patient carrying his head position telling and note the tongue of the neck muscle. Now we check about the laryngeal glands. Firstly, we gently touch about the thoracic cavity. Let's examine the larynges. Gently hold the thyroidic cartilage or Adam apples and gently move the sides of the neck and you will feel the glacier and this is called laryngeal capitus. While the laryngeal capitus is absent, it is called laryngeal pathology or mergers. It can. Let's palpate the lymph nodes. Feel the sequence of the following nodes: prealveolar in front of the ear, posterior auricular, superficial to the master process, tonsils at the angle of the mandible, submandible midway between the angle and the tip of the mandible, submental in the midline a few centimeters behind the tip of the mandible, occipital at the base of the skull posteriorly, and let's see the spinal cord and the
I'm Shweta, I'm second year medical student. Today I'm going to examine your lung, which is posteriorly. Can I know your name and age, please?
My name is P. Gotama,
Your
and
age?
my age is 72 years. Date 8/2/1950.
Thank you. Do you have any questions or queries about this physical examination?
No.
Thank you. Now I'm putting my hands tightly towards the chest and checking the expansion. Okay. Now take the deep breath. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Tap on the back. Can you just fold your hands? Okay. Now I'm gonna listen at your back. Can you please fold your hands? Breathe in, breathe out. 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 Okay. Could you say 99?
99,
99?
99,
99?
99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99.
Now I'm going to press on the lower back. Okay.
Marceli Kushana. May I know your name? How many years old?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to perform abdominal examination of you. Is it okay? Are you comfortable with this? Providing with the examination, wash your hands thoroughly. The first examination inspection. Check for the abdominal symmetry, skin lesion, scars, as well as striatum, and as well as abdominal flanks in non-obese patients, and see for the superficial dilated veins, spider web, and as well as the palpitations in the epigastric region. So there are two views we can check the abdomen. One is the lateral view, the other one is leg side view. Now the second examination is auscultation. It is done before the precaution and palpitation because they may alter the ball sounds. Now we are going to auscultate all the four quadrants. Check for any roots present. Now we are also going to check on the epigastric region. If there are any aortic aneurysm are present. Next examination is precussion. Now we are going to precuss all four quadrants randomly. Now we are going to measure the liver span. Avoid the tympani just below the umbilicus on the mid-clavicular line. Precuss upwards. Mark the site where the sound changes from tympani to dullness. This is the lower border of the liver. Next, over the resonance on the third and fourth intercostal space. Now precuss downwards. So this is the upper border of the liver. So the normal liver span is between 6 to 12 centimeters. Now we are going to precuss the spleen on the mid-axillary line. From precuss from 8 to 11 intercostal spaces. Now we are going to detect the presence of ascites. So our first method is fluid weight. Ask the patient one hand of the ulnar side to keep on the abdomen.
This pressure will avoid the transmission of wave through fat. Next, keep your one hand on the flank and other hand to percuss on the other flank. Now we are going to percuss. Feel the impulse transmitted through the wave. Next is shifting dullness. While the patient is still in supine position, from the umbilicus, percuss downward laterally towards the right. Then mark the position where the sound changes from tympani to dullness. Now make the patient to roll in lateral levatus position, and again from the marked area, again percuss downwards laterally towards the umbilicus. Placing parallel to the abdomen, and we also ask the patient to breathe slowly. So light palpitation. Light palpitation is done by placing the palm of the hand and pressing it at the depth of 1 centimeters. Are you feeling any pain? Now we also, in this method, we also have to check the expression of the patient if they are feeling any pain. Now we are going to do the deep palpitation. This is done by using the double-handed technique. So I am going to place my left hand on the right hand. The left hand is placed on the right hand because they are going to apply the pressure on the distalis to know the internal masses or the target specific organs. Are you feeling any pain? These are placed at the depth of 4 to 5 centimeters. Basically, this double-handed technique is done in normally in obese patients as well as in the patients which we cannot find the target organ. Now I am going to palpate the liver. For the palpitation of the liver, I am going to place my left hand on the right side of the patient at the 11th and 12th ribs. Now I am going to keep my right hand on the right abdomen lateral to the rectus muscle. Now I am going to ask the patient to inspire. Take a deep breath. And in this, I am going to glide my fingers into the patient. So, patient. Basically, the liver is not palpable except for the thin patients. So normally the liver's edge is sharp, thin, smooth surface and non-tender. Next is the hooking technique. It's basically done in obese patients. For this, we have to use the both hands on the right abdomen at the liver border. Now I am going to hook at the costal border and ask the patient to take deep breath. Now I am going to palpate the spleen. This is done by using two hands. One hand is placed, right hand is placed on the left quadrant on the anterior axillary line, and as the left hand is placed on the mid axillary line with the fingers curling towards the back to support the 11th and 12th ribs. Now I am going to bring these two hands close together when the patient is inspiring. This is how this is done to palpate the spleen. Now special maneuvers. Now we are going to test for local peritonitis. We are going to do ribbon tenderness, in which we are going to place fingers firmly on perpendicular to the abdomen, and we are going to remove it suddenly. If this is a positive result, then the pain is going to intensify from one quadrant to other. So in acute appendicitis, when we are going to press our fingers on the right lower quadrant, then if we remove it suddenly, the pain is going to intensify from the left quadrant to right quadrant. For pyoresis sign, I am going to place my hand proximal to the knee and I am going to flex the leg. Are you feeling any pain? If there is any pain, the pain is going to occur in the right lower quadrant. Uterus sign, I am going to flex the knee and the leg at right angles and I am going to rotate internally. Are you feeling any pain? If the test is positive, then we are going to feel pain in the right lower quadrant. I am going to examine for the acute cholecystitis, where this is the Murphy's sign. Now I am going to place my right hand on the right quadrant at the right costal margin. Now I am going to ask the patient to take deep breath, and I am going to note the tenderness.
Hi, this is Dr. Rakhi Chandala. I am here to examine about liver and spleen. Here is our patient. What is your name?
My name is Anil.
Okay. Now can we examine about your liver and spleen? Let's go cleanness. Okay. The first step is inspection of liver and spleen. The liver is almost near to the ribs of 11 to 12. the end ribs and towards your right side and the right quadrant. Your spleen is placed under the left quadrant. Liver is almost 6 to 12 centimeters from here to here. Spleen is towards your left quadrant, upper quadrant. And the second step is auscultation. Auscultation comes before percussions, which we used to check on the all four quadrant. The third step. Now we used to focus about the spleen. On the all four quadrant. Somewhere over here, so that we find any ventriculation. The size of the liver must always percussion. Now we will focus about the liver, liver on the all four quadrant. Here we go. The fourth step is palpation. Now we'll go to the liver palpation. Liver is not palpable. Palpation of liver is almost somewhere over here. Generally, liver is not palpable in the obese patient. In case of a thin patient, you can palpate the liver. The corner of the liver will be palpable. And the second most technique is hooking technique, where you can hook your liver. The corner of the liver comes out, and you can see the corner of the liver, and the corner of the liver gets palpable. Now we'll go with the palpation of a spleen. Put one of your hand under the abdomen wall, and now you can palpate the spleen from the mid axillary to the anterior axillary. The fourth test is palpation. Now we'll go with the light palpation. Light palpation was done in the all four quadrants, where your fingers goes almost 1 centimeter in. Now we'll go with the deep palpation, which is called as double hand technique, which your left hand goes down your right hand, where you have to palpate. Your fingers pushes down to almost 2 to 3 centimeter in towards all the four quadrants. Make sure patient's abdomen muscle gets relaxed. We will focus about the ascites of shifting dullness. Now we'll make the patient to go on the lateral side, that the fluid will just settle down. So we'll notice the region of the dull sound. Maneuvers, which is bonding tenderness and resolving signs. Press the lower abdomen. As well, press any side of the stomach and suddenly leave the pressure. Ask the patient whether he has the pain of the right. Have any pain on your right side? No. So it is clearly known that he does not have any pain.
Start.
Our patient is negative for this sign. Thank you. Now we go with the first sign. Apply the resistance to the thigh and make the patient be flexible with his thigh. Here our patient is negative for Poyes sign. Pause. Now we go with an upraised sign. Make the patient to raise his leg towards 90 degrees and bend his legs towards his right side. Medially, ask the patient whether he has any pain on his right side. Do you have any pain? No. So our patient is negative for upraised sign. Pause.
Start.
Now we go with Morpheus sign for cholecystitis. Press with the fingers on the right upper quadrant. Make the patient to breathe in. Ask the patient if there is any pain. Our patient is negative for Morpheus sign too.
Hello, myself Dr. Shivangi. May I know your name and age, please?
Myself Surya. My age is 18.
Okay, today I'm going to perform your shoulder examination. For this examination, I need to remove your shirt. Is that okay with you?
Okay.
Before examining the patient, wash and sanitize your hands properly. Begin with the shoulder examination. First, we have to go with the inspection and observation of the shoulder. See that the patient's symmetry is equal on the both sides. See, there are no muscular atrophy, deformity, scars, any lumps, lesions, and similarly on the posterior side, see that there are no scars and lesions. Step is the palpation. So medially palpate. This is the sternoclavicular joint. Laterally move towards the clavicle. Now this is the acromion process. This is the deltoid muscle. This is the tubercle of humerus. Similarly palpate to the other side also. This is the sternoclavicular joint. This is the clavicle. This is the deltoid muscle. This is the tubercle of the humerus. Now coming to the posterior part, palpate the scapula. Same on the other side. Now we'll perform the range of motions for shoulder girdle. We'll evaluate the range of motion. First range of motion is flexion. For flexion, just raise your hand and upwards. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Hands down. Now the next is the extension. Move your hands backward. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Range of motion is the adduction. Move your hand this way. The next hand also. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Now the fourth one is the abduction. Raise your hands slightly and move it upwards. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Next is the internal rotation. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Okay. The next hand, please. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Okay. Turn frontwards. Okay. The next is the external rotation. Keep your hands straight. See that the fingers see the ceiling. Okay. Now slightly turn downwards. Next time. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Start with the special maneuvers. The first special maneuver, that is the crossover adduction test. So move your hand slightly upwards. The other hand also. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Okay. The next is the Aplis scratch test. Slightly see that it touches the opposite scapula. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Okay. The same with the other hand too. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Okay. Now the next is a knee impingement test. Now compress the scapula with one hand and raise the other hand with other hand. Do you feel any pain? Now repeat the process with the next hand also. Compress the scapula with the one hand and raise the hand with the other hand. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Next is the Hawkins impingement test. For this, I'll ask patient to slightly move his hand forward and I'll internally rotate this hand and ask the patient, does he feel any pain?
No.
No. And with the same right arm on. I'll just slightly move the hand and I'll internally rotate it. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Okay. So the next is the drop arm test. For this, you need to just open your hands. Yeah. And slightly drop one hand. Next special maneuver is the empty can test. For this, slightly place your hand straight. Make sure that the thumbs are downwards. Okay. I'll now put the pressure. Let us see that the patient reaches the pressure or not. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Okay, you can just keep your hands down. Now the last one is the infraspinatus muscle test. So for this, you just keep your hands straight. Okay. See that the thumbs are upwards. I'll again put some pressure. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Okay. These were the range of motions for shoulder girdle. Thank you so much.
I am Lal Patel from medical student. I am going to Tanjung Road. Okay. Can you confirm your name and your number? Okay. I am going to Tanjung Road. Yes. Okay. Down the road. Close your eyes. If you feel, say yes, okay? Yes. You feel? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Good. Like, open your eyes. Go like that. Today I inspect wrist. There is no scars and swelling, no deformities, normal skin and nail. Everything is normal in the wrist. Hospital.
Myself, Soman Zini Caroline, and he is my patient. Okay, tell me about yourself, your name and your age.
My name is Jack. I am 18.
Okay, I'm going to take the knee examination. Is that okay for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, before starting the examination, we have to wash our hands.
Okay, before starting the examination, make sure that the patient is in the supine position. So now we can start the examination. Okay, the first step is inspection. We have to check is there any visible deformities or contour or asymmetry or swelling or edema in the joints. Okay, we didn't get any kind of things. We can proceed to the second step. We have to palpate the knee joint. As we know, this is one of the synovial joint. So might be we will get more fluid or excess fluid over here or below beside the patella. And now we have to check out the medial condyle and the lateral condyle as well. And is there any kind of gap between that? We have to palpate it properly. Did you feel any kind of pain while I was palpating?
No.
Okay, we are done with that. Now we can go through the further examination of the knee joint, and now we are going to examine the range of motion of the knee, like extension, flexion, abduction, adduction. Okay. Now what I am going to do is just lift the leg. Okay, just lift the leg properly. Okay, down. Did you feel any pain?
No.
Okay, now do like this. Your leg. Abduction, like this, abduction. Did you feel any pain?
No.
Okay. Okay, now we are moving on to some special maneuvers for the knee examination. First test is a bulging test. Okay, actually this is one of the synovial joint. There will be some extra liquid over here. So what I am going to do is press medially upward and just press laterally downward. And we have to observe is any kind of bulging on the medial side. No. I'm going to do it once more. Medially upward. Laterally downward. No, not at all. Okay, my patient's bulging test was negative, but for some older patients that bulging test will be positive as there will be more synovial fluid in the joint. Okay, now we are moving on to the next test, ballotting the patella or the patella tap test. For continuing this test, patella tap test, we have to put one hand in above the patella and one below the patella, and we have to compress it like this and tap on the patella, and we have to feel any kind of bulging or any kind of liquid and the patella is floating or not. Okay, that's all for the patella tap test. Now we are moving on to the next test, McMurray test. This test is mainly for medial and lateral meniscus. Okay, for this McMurray test, we have to place one hand here and one at the ankle. Okay. Okay, for medial meniscus, I am going to rotate the leg laterally, and for lateral meniscus, I am going to rotate the leg medially. Did you feel any pain?
No.
Okay. So he is negative for McMurray test. Okay. Next test is for varus stress test. That test is used for lateral cruciate ligament. So now we have to put our one hand here near the knee joint and one at the ankle, I am going to just push the knee towards the medial side. For various stress test to push the leg towards the medial side. Okay, here. For various stress, put the leg to the medial side. Okay, the next is valgus stress test. That test is opposite to the previous one. So we have to push laterally. Okay. Did you feel any kind of pain when I am going through this test?
No.
Okay, my patient is negative for both varus and valgus stress test. We can move on to the next test, Lachman test. Okay, I am just putting one of my hand to fix the femur and other in the leg, the angle, and rotate it laterally a little bit. Okay, I am just holding the tibia and see we have to just see is there any tibial transformation while we are pulling it. We didn't get any kind of deformity. Is negative for Lachman test. Okay, the next test is the Royer sign. The first is the anterior Royer test and the second posterior Royer test. Now I can go through the anterior Royer test. Okay. Now we are going to the Royer test, anterior and posterior Royer test. Yeah, the Royer test is mainly for ligaments and is there any transmission between the tibia and fibula? Okay. Okay, I'm going to put the pressure on this foot. So I'm sitting on the foot of the patient and I'll hold it here and pull it towards this side. So this is the anterior Royer test. We have to check out the movement and transmission of the tibia and fibula. And that femur should, tibia and femur, and the femur should not be more than 6 millimeter. If it's more than 6 millimeter, for sure, then we have some deformities inside the joint. So he is negative for this anterior Royer test. For the posterior Royer test, it's just opposite to that. And we have to also observe the sound, soft sound inside the joint. Yeah. And this is for the transmission of femur and tibia. And tibia should not be more than 3 millimeter, and the anterior Royer test, femur should not be more than 6 millimeter, and for posterior the tibia should not be more than 3 millimeter. And if it's more than 3 millimeters, there's some deformity. So he's negative for both the anterior and posterior Royer test. That's all.
Hi, I am Narman. First we will sanitize. Hi. What is your name and age?
I'm Devsena. I'm 22 years.
Okay. First, we will check the smell test. We are going to examine the neuro examination.
Okay.
Okay. Close your eyes. Close your one side of the nose. Deep breathe. Close another side. Deep breathe. Now open your eyes. Would you be able to smell it?
Yes.
Okay. We'll move to the next test.
Okay.
Okay. Now next we are going to do for eye examination for the visual acuity test.
Okay.
First step. This is the visual acuity chart. You need to read this. First, close your left eye. Read it fully.
E F P T O Z L P E D P E C F D E D F C Z P F E L O P Z D D E F P O T E C L E F O D P C T.
Okay. Next, close your right eye. Read it.
E F P T O Z L P E D P E C F D E D F C Z P F E L O P Z D D E F P O T E C L E F O D P C T.
Okay. Next, we are going to do the oculomotor nerve examination. First step is direct light reflex test.
See my eye. Next, we are going to do the accommodation test for the eye. Now, close your right eye. I am going to close the opposite of the eye. If I am waving the side, could you able to see this?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay. Now close the opposite side of the eye. I am going to close the opposite side of the eye.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay. Moving on. Next, we are doing the extraocular nerve examination. Sit straight. See my eye. You need to see where my index finger is. Okay. Thank you for the cooperation.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sana Sonika, second year medicine student. What's your name? Yurishana. How old are you? 20 years old. Okay. Do you have any difficulty in swallowing? No. Can you please open your mouth? And say ah. I'm going to test get reflex, so open your mouth. Can you shrug both of your shoulders upward against my hand? Okay, relax. Can you move your head against my hand? Okay, this side again. Can you stick out your tongue? Okay, can you move your tongue side to side? Okay.
I'm Dr. Sivendra. May I know your name, please?
My name is Dharmil Yadav.
Okay, nice to meet you, Mr. Dharmendra. So today I'm going to discuss cerebrum. Is that okay?
Okay.
So first stage of our test is a finger nose finger test. Okay. So firstly I put my index finger over here, and you have to touch your index finger with my index finger. Okay. And after that you touch your nose. Okay. Proceed. Okay, thank you. Our next test is a rapid alternating test. So you have to maintain your rapid alternating movement by pedaling them. Okay, and you have to press your palm by shuffling again, and you have to maintain your shuffling motion as you can do as you fast as you can. Okay, proceed. So our next test is our next test is heel to skin test. So you have to placing your leg to anterior tibial softening of the others and movement down slowly. Proceed. Next. Okay. So next for the gel. So you have to walk across the arm for several times, and I will observe your posterior and how your hand swing. Okay. Now walk. So our next test is tendon walking. For that, so you have to walk like this. You walk. And now you have to walk on your toes like this. Now walk. And after that, you have to walk on your heel like this. Okay. Walk. Okay. Okay. So our next test is a rhomboid test. For that, so you have to place your feet close and straight your hand. Okay. Straight your hand. Okay. So close your eyes and check 30 seconds.
Hello. I'll be testing your sensitivity testing for today. For that, I will ask you to close your eyes and feel the sensation. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. First, we'll begin with the primary sensation. For the first test is superficial tactical sensation test. Further, I will ask you to close your eyes and place a wisp of cotton in certain places of your face, and you have to feel it and say me if you are feeling or not.
Okay.
Close your eye, please. Do you feel it?
Yes.
Do you feel it? Do you feel it?
Yes.
Okay. Now I will be performing superficial pain sensation test. For that, I will be placing a needle with sharp and dull ends. Have to say me whether it's sharp or dull.
Okay.
Close your eyes.
Dull. Sharp. Sharp. Dull.
Now I will be testing sensitive to vibration test.
Okay.
For that, I will striking a tuning fork and placing it on bony palm hinges. First, close your eyes. Feel it?
Yes.
You feel it?
Yes.
Okay. Now I will be testing your position senses. For that, I will be performing as a second task. For that, I will be moving your big toe up and down. You have to close your eyes and perceive which movement I am doing.
Okay.
This is up and this is down.
Okay.
Close your eyes.
Up. Down. Up. Down.
Okay. Now we will be performing the rest for cortical and discriminative forms of sensation. So for that, first I will perform a 2-point discrimination test. For that, I will place this paper clip in certain places of your hand. You have to say 1 or 2.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Then I will be performing kinesthesia test. For that, I will ask you to close your eyes and I will write certain numbers or letters on your palms. You have to feel it and say what is there. Close your eyes, show your palms. 3 T. Now we will be performing a extinction phenomenon test. For that I will place my index fingers on one or both sides simultaneously. You have to say me whether it's one side or both sides simultaneously. Okay. Close your eyes. One side. Both sides. One side. Both sides.
Okay, my name is Shiva Challadurai and my patient is here. I'm gonna do that test is for lower extremities test, the lower body test. So before that, you must have to do one thing. What is that is sanitize your hands. Okay, the first test is for lower extremities test is abduction, extension, flexion, everything. So first I'm gonna do is flexion. Yeah, this is flexion and this is extension. Okay. The next one is adduction. Okay, adduction is moving your leg outside of the fold. Okay. Then another one is abduction. The abduction is moving your leg towards your fold. Okay. Different. 4 steps are done, and the final 2 steps are like some action. Okay. Next one is internal rotation. Okay. Internal is just place your legs like extensively, and then place your foot right here. This is internal rotation, and then just relax. Okay. Same way like extend your legs and place your foot like this, and this is external rotation. Okay. The final 2 steps is for the placing your foot toes like this. This is dorsal flexion, and this is plantar flexion. Plantar flexion. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
This is Mandula Soumya. I am a second year medical student. May I know your name, please?
Mandula Srinivas,
And your age?
54.
Okay. Today I am going to do motor testing of upper extremity. Is it okay for you?
Okay.
Okay. To begin with the physical examination, I want you to take off the shirt. Is it okay?
Okay.
Begin with physical examination. I will sanitize my hands first. First, I will inspect. So, I want you to follow the instruction which I show you. Is it okay?
Okay.
I am going to inspect now to check whether there is any involuntary movements or tremors or motor seizures or fasciculations. Okay? Can you please straighten your hands like this? Okay. Spread your finger. Okay. Now, rotate the other side. Okay. Can you please close your eyes for me? Okay. And rotate your hands. Okay. Now open your eyes and put your hands down. Okay. Now I am going to check for the muscle bulk. Is it okay? Okay. Now I am going to palpate for to check any atrophies or any. Now I will check for the atrophy for hypothenar and thenar. Okay. And now I will check for the muscle tone.
Yeah.
I want to keep your hands freely. Okay. And the other side. Okay. One on the top. Now I will check for your muscle strength. Is it okay?
Okay.
Can you keep your hands like this? Okay. Now I will push like this. You need to resist it. Okay? Now I pull it up and stop it. Okay? Can you please keep your hands like this?
Okay.
I will pull this. You need to stop it. normal physical examination. Can you keep your hand like this? This is shoulder abduction, and keep like this. Shoulder adduction. Okay. Now free your hand. Elbow flexion, elbow extension. Can you please keep this? Wrist ulnar side, wrist radial side. Can you do it like this? Thank you. Can you take your hand like this? Close your fingers. Like this. Can you please take it? Do you have any pain or tenderness while doing these examinations?
No, I'm feeling better. No problem.
Thank you. Thank you.